I'm the only one with notes, I think. We're trying to be as accurate as I can. It's a great honor for me to participate in the 28th Annual Economist Government Roundtable. It's a privilege to be among individuals with such profound knowledge of public and international politics. Ms. Joan Howie, Director of the Economist prestigious Annual Democracy Index, thank you very much. Mr. Guy Verhofstadt, who has shown his commitment to the values of the European Union and his dedication to saving Greece during the Greek crisis. We must remember these difficult years for us. And Mr. Tommy Huchtanen, who has contributed to the political dominate of the center-right Europe through his work with the official think tank of the European People's Party, our party. I'm trying to say some thoughts about the future of Europe after the recent popular mandate. I believe we are facing a paradox here, because while the European Union's role is recognized as crucial for the future, citizens approach the European Parliament elections with priorities based on their domestic political scenes. This paradox is evident in different ways. Some countries experienced increased abstention. Others show a rise in votes for extreme parties. We need to decode this paradox. Is it indifference or aversion to the idea and values of the European Union? It is a mandate for less Europe? I believe not. The recent results have certain three dominant causes for me. The first one is that citizens consider the European Parliament elections less important compared to their national or local elections. The second one is that people are dissatisfied with government effectiveness. And the third one is that the prolonged period of normality has led many to forget the dangers that stem from extreme regimes. Putting these points together helps us see things clearly. Citizens consider European elections a safe way to send a message of disapproval to the traditional parties, especially those in power. The issue of abstention will not be resolved simply by reminding people how important is participation. That's not so simple, I think. We need to provide real intensities through our policies to engage young people, especially young people, in shaping their own future. I think that the biggest issues that the younger generations face are housing and financial stability. In Greece, we address the housing shortage through subsidized loan programs with state support and subsidized renovation of vacant houses. Also, we create a more supportive environment for young families by reducing taxes, expanding maternity and paternity leave, and providing more financial support to new mothers from various professional backgrounds. Have these efforts solved the problems? Of course not. Can we be at ease that the recent popular mandate will act as a release valve? Not at all, I think. In the European elections, it is the extreme parties that have benefited. A loose vote for the extremes is the first step, I think, towards a conscious vote for the extremes. We must combat this trend now. Above all, we must stay vigilant, because this vote will impact the European Parliament's decisions. This impact is invisible to many citizens and can distort the real political landscape. Let's take two very simple examples. The first one has to do with the common agricultural policy. How easy it will be for the moderate forces in the new European Parliament to agree on compromises when there are irresponsible voices on both sides accusing them of compromising their principles? The second one is immigration, a huge problem for Europe and a very big problem for our country. How will we achieve consensus on immigration if extreme rhetoric is gaining ground? Our party, New Democracy Party, as government, has often faced this negative logic. We have always chosen hard work and reforms for the benefit of citizens, without considering the political cost. I will briefly mention the new judicial map, tax reforms, legislation for non-state universities after 50 years for our country, and measures to eliminate sport violence. So, how should we interpret the election result? I would say more effective European Union. What does it mean? Firstly, it means a European Union that focuses on and invests in acts that improve daily life, bridge inequalities, and create opportunities. It means acting quickly, without long deliberations. It also means a European Union closer to the citizens, understanding and proactive. What does it mean practically? Policies that combat inflation, tools to promote innovation and support traditional businesses, joint actions for common defense, strategies for energy transition that treat producers as allies, initiatives that will make Europe a leader in the fourth industrial revolution. At the same time, we must make clear to the people that the political agendas of the extremes are impractical and will fail to secure prosperity. Remember Britain. Populist Euroscepticism did not appear overnight. It grew step by step and led to Brexit as the worst possible time. We don't need opinion surveys to realize what went wrong and why. Of course, elections are coming up. We need to wait to the decision of the British people and new government's initiatives. The European Union, as well as Britain, need each other. They need a New York working relationship. Brexit is proof of how things can go wrong quick. Are these suggestions easy? No. It was never easy for Europe to find a common stride. It is no coincidence that Wilfried Martens titled his autobiography, Europe, I Struggle, I Overcome. This is the DNA of Europe, I think, a journey through struggle that leads to overcoming. While the younger generations have not experienced wars and destruction, we have strong memories from the stories of our ancestors. The grandparents of my generation were on the front lines of Second World War. Those who survived found a shattered continent and faced internal divisions. But through poverty and ruins, they laid the foundations for the longest period of peace and progress. The Use Your Vote campaign of the European elections aimed to remind us that the European Union's birth certificate came from the ruins of the Second World War. I could say the same campaign with the same message is now needed more than ever. We must learn from our past and turn this memory into fuel to move forward together. Europe has many things to be proud of. The organization of vaccination, the COVID certificate in which Greece had a leading role. This challenge we describe is a story of Greece over the last 15 years. The economic crisis of 2009, to a prolonged political crisis, the extremes rose and co-governed in 2015, we found ourselves one step before destruction, maybe even one step after. However, our institution endured. We remained in Europe, and the political came to the forefront who brought all this to fruition. Kyriakos Mitsotakis was elected president of New Democracy at 2016 and prime minister in Greece 2019. We and our party officials engage with society, respond to the concerns of the citizens, and offer realistic solutions. We started drawing strength from the belief that this land and all of us deserve better. We are building trust with citizens day by day through each initiative, maintaining clear positions and fostering a spirit of dialogue and cooperation. We were the first to acknowledge that the recent European election results were not what we wanted. However, thanks to this strong trust relationship, New Democracy remains the only stable point of reference of the political map of the country, with almost twice the percentage of the second party. And I'm closing. I assure that you, both within the country and the European Union level, we will prove that we have acknowledged the citizen message. More, faster, and deeper reforms that will add value to the daily lives of every citizen. I believe that, with our example, we will inspire the new European Union leadership and many other member states to follow the same path.